we talking about that?
Because I like him. He's cool.
Is he cool?
Are you recording?
I'm recording. But I can't hear anything. Oh, it's probably because it's not plugged in. Talk. Hello. Talk.
Talk, talk.
Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's loud. Applause.
Yeah. So you want to talk? Let's talk.
I don't know what to talk about.
I don't know. Yesterday, what we were talking about yesterday? We were talking about dating, relationships. Like, do you want to be in a relationship?
Do I?
I think a lot of women seem to want to be in a relationship. Especially women over 40.
I'm not over 40. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, so when I started this podcast, it was really more about how we've lost touch with people.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've become so electronically dependent that, we're dating in text, we're breaking up in text, we're having sex in text.
Well, that's how you keep disease away.
Yeah, but we've taken the intimacy out. I mean, think about, let's go back 25 years. 25 years. The difference between 25 years and now. The difference is we might have had cell phones, but we didn't have cell phones. They weren't so easily accessible. I mean, we had online stuff and chatting and stuff like that, right?
25 years ago, did we have that?
I mean, I don't know. AOL came out was big in the early 90s.
Okay.
Because I remember coming back home after getting divorced and coming back home and having dial-up.
Oh, yeah. I remember when you had to program the damn computer.
So,
you had to do everything in DOS.
So, I mean, when you met somebody, you didn't do online dating.
No.
You met them through work or school or friends or...
Yeah, you're set up on a blind date or...
I've never been set up on a blind date. I think I would probably be really upset if somebody did that to me.
Well, I never was...
Unless, of course, he was blind, and then it wouldn't matter because he wouldn't know how bad I look. I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I was married for so long. I didn't go through any of that stuff.
Yeah. Well, you got married out of high school, right?
Yeah, 2 years after we graduated, we got married. But we started dating in high school. We broke up for a little while, and then we got back together, right as we were graduating, and then we got married 2 years later. So, yeah. So, there's a lot of involvement with the internet and stuff in that time frame.
Well, so for me, it's, married and divorced twice by the time I was 21. I didn't get married again until I was 28. And then even then, that wasn't very long. So, I mean, I've been single since 96. I mean, I had long-term relationships, but nothing...
Not married.
Not married.
Yeah. I got divorced in 2010.
Yeah.
So this year will be 10 years. But the internet and online was all available at that time.
Well, that's true. It was. By the time you started dating, it was available. Right?
Right.
Can you hear yourself?
No.
You can't hear anything?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm muffled.
You're muffled? How about now?
Now I can hear.
Okay. So, but I met Terry online.
Really?
Uh-huh. I did. I met him without a picture. I did. He came to my door without a picture. I mean, I just like the way he talked. I mean, in some instances, I mean, for me, it's like I think that most people, when they're coming across, they either sound like a jerk or uneducated.
Right. I agree.
And I think that makes people much more judgmental. What was that thing you were saying yesterday? That person that person that what's up?
Do you wanna not go to the gym tomorrow, but go Saturday?
I guess that's fine.
Because I don't have gas, and I don't want to put gas in my car at 4 in the morning.
All right, that's fine.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Sorry. Life calls. So, I mean, I don't know. You were saying that. What was that person that says, "Oh, I make you come."
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, are you sure? I make you come. I mean, it's like and you. I used to remember in chat when people would message you and they go, "Sup."
Right.
I'm like, that was one of my huge pet peeves. Right, is people talking just like they're uneducated. I'm going, and I'm an asshole in that way, and I go, the English language.
Right.
And then I delete it. Cause,
like when that person said, "Hey, are you here?" And I said, "No, I'm here."
mm-hmm.
Then I went to sleep and proceeded to get 5 messages.
Yeah? And how'd that work out for you? Did you have a slew of messages?
A slew of messages. Like, "You should come here. I make you come."
I make you come.
Because, and then you can't even make sense of what the text or the message said because it doesn't even read in the English language.
I make you come. You make me go where? You make me come where? Do I have to go?
And then I deleted them all and proceeded to get another message today that says, "Are we going to get together, doll?" Let's see, I haven't replied to your other messages. I don't know what makes you think you can.
Exactly.
I'm your doll, and we're going to get together. You probably have better luck with a doll.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe she bites. I don't know. They're so real lifelike now. So I don't know. I mean, I've gone out on a couple of dates. Okay, but really for me, it's I don't have the energy to put into it. I mean, I think that because, so more or less have really been single for 8 years, not living with somebody for 8 years. And now I've gotten a little set in my routine.
I'm 10, going on 10 years, not
right?
living with somebody.
Right, and so it's like, I don't, it's hard to say. It's like, I'm sorry, my dogs take precedence. So you better figure out how you're going to sleep in my bed with me, because my dogs take most of it.
Right.
If you can't, you got to go home.
I agree. Well, I sent you today when you asked me yesterday, do you really want a relationship?
Yeah. What did you say? You said...
2.
It's like, if you get folded right, don't touch them.
Right. Just leave them alone. I'll put them away.
So, I mean, for me, I think I told you I've taken my profile down. I kind of opened it up just out of the curiosity.
Uh-huh.
And I'm getting a lot of the messages of saying, "Ooh, you got an introduction," but you got to sign up and to get an introduction. And you know that one that you kind of went out with that I told you he kind of looked kind of like a jerk?
Oh, yeah. Did he message you?
Yeah, I got a message from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's like, I wanted to say.
The one who I went out with for lunch, and then the next day...
The one that had one name, but his real name was something else?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we went out for lunch, and I told him I wasn't looking for a hookup buddy.
And he wanted to eat you for lunch.
And then the next lunch date we had, when I said agreed to it, and I said, "Where do you want to go?" And he's like, "Your place, or is this too soon?" Excuse me? Did you not hear the words that were coming out of my mouth when we had a conversation before?
And it's like, what part of hookup?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one. So me as a smart ass comedic person.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you want to hook up? What am I, a fish? Yeah, I do say shit like
you
that.
could have fun and reply to him though, and call him by his real name.
Hey, Bruce.
That's not it, but anyway.
I know it was.
But anyway,
it was.
Yeah, you know.
His last name, Bruce's last name.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and so I like I said, I kind of hooked up, and I looked up, and I joined. I looked at this, and then, the first thing that I got was some guy saying, "I'm not here for long term," and I'm like, you obviously didn't read my profile, because I don't know that mine says long term, but it just kind of says, I'm not looking for a hookup. I'm not looking to hook up. I mean, I want an intelligent conversation. I want to enjoy the company, and I want you to go home.
Right.
I don't want the date that would never leave. I don't know if you've ever had those, but I've had those. And so there's...
This is why I usually go to their house, so I can comfortably leave when I want to.
I don't even want them to come to my house.
Well, I shouldn't say these days, because this was before.
Oh, yeah.
When I was dating.
These days.
These days, I go on like 1 or 2 dates, and then I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like that first date. And I used to think that it should be like more than 1 day, but now I think that because you've already poured your life out online in your profile, there's no mystery to you.
Mine says, if you'd like to get to know me, ask questions. I don't feel like putting it all out here.
Yeah.
Because I don't. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want to just put all this information about yourself out there for somebody?
Right, because they've already formed an opinion about you.
Yeah,
oh my God, she's needy and judgy.
Yeah.
Well, what's your point?
Or, oh my God, she's so exciting and happy. Or, oh my God, she's like, pessimistic or whatever. You don't know me.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, maybe I'm all of those things, as most people are. But you don't really know me or know who I am. That's the thing about online dating. It takes that whole spontaneity or getting ready when you meet somebody and you have that natural chemical attraction that's just organic with people. That kind of seems to have gone away. Like, we don't have that anymore.
I agree with that. I mean, for me, it's like... So, like, I admit I have my profile, my YouTube on my profile, because you need to know who I am. But I also think that in some ways, when people listen to it, they just assume that I'm a slut. I'm easy. I have had friends that have judged me on some of my material that... I have to come back and go, that doesn't mean that's who I am today.
Right.
That's just part of what made me. Doesn't make me that person today. So, but a lot of people who say, well, your comedy is real sexual. It's like, well, my life was really sexual for a long time. I'm much more boring now. Or I'd like to think I am.
I don't think you're very boring, but
Like, I ended my 2-year dry spell once.
yeah.
But, I just, I don't know. I some days I like, I want a boyfriend, or I want a relationship. And then I think, oh my God, maybe I should be a lesbian. And not that I have anything against that. I'm just saying it's like,
Yeah.
maybe that would be easier. But then I'm like, I'd probably be an asshole because I'm too much like a guy. Too much like a guy. But then I get into relationships and then, or I don't want to say I get into relationships because I don't get into relationships. I go out on a date and then it's like I talk to somebody and it's kind of like, oh, what the hell am I doing here? And it's like,
Yeah. As she keeps looking at her watch.
Or you start talking about subjects that you know are going to irk them.
I tried that, but it sometimes doesn't work.
Really?
Yeah. So, like, there's this guy who always wants to come and stay with me, and he thinks we should, like, I don't know why he has this idea that we should be together, and so I tell him things like, I don't like to have sex for more than 45 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you're kidding, right? And I'm like, no, I'm serious. And he's like, I bet if you gave me 45 seconds, you would want longer than that. And I'm like, no, that's just too much time to commit to another person. And I tell him other things, and it just seems to intrigue him more. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not working. What is wrong with you? Like, why are you even interested? So I'll tell him disgusting things, and that still doesn't work.
You're funny.
I'm like, I just don't really like sex. And he's like, well, you don't like oral? And I go, no. Like, why would, that's disgusting. Why would I like anything like that? He goes, do you give oral? I go, absolutely not. That's gross too. That's why sex should only be like 45 seconds. How much time do you need to, like, connect and get out?
You're funny.
It doesn't seem to work.
Well, maybe you're just not saying it right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. That's, yeah, there's the bad sex thing. Ugh.
Yeah, bad sex is not like pizza. It's all good. Bad sex is bad sex.
No, pizza's bad now.
Yeah.
Pizza's bad for me.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can't eat pizza. You can't eat pizza with tomato sauce.
I know.
You can eat pizza without tomato sauce.
It makes me sad. It really does kind of make me sad, you know that?
Yeah, but you can still eat pizza, just not tomato sauce pizza.
Whatever. But that's what I miss. Some days I just want it.
Have you tried it again? Or tried the sauce out of a can to see?
No, I'm afraid.
You got an EpiPen around?
You
You just need to have an EpiPen and then you could try it. Or we can heat some up and go sit in the hospital parking lot.
Just in case I die. Well, it's not so much.
Just in case we need to go in and have you checked, not die.
It's not so much that it's not so much, how do I say this? It's not so much that I could have this allergic reaction where I can't breathe. It's that I get violently ill. And I'm like projectile violently ill. I suddenly...
Okay, Linda Blair.
I suddenly turned green. My head spins around like Linda Blair. Yes. She's up here on my little thing here. But my head does spin around and it's just like, crap. Okay, I'll have to shampoo that floor later. It's not, it's kind of funny, but it's not really funny.
No, I'm sure not when you're going through it. It does not sound fun.
It's it's very disturbing. Like I'm sitting at the casino next to my other friend, and she looks at me and she goes, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Why? Do I look green?" Because that's my answer. It's like, what? Do I look green?
Probably because your head was spinning around.
Yeah, pretty much. I think I was close. I was close. Close.
Yeah, nobody really likes that.
I don't know. So, makes for a bad date. Pretty sure it makes for a bad date, right?
I could see that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who do you know? So, but I don't know what it is that about. I think dating's a little harder as you get older. Do you think it is? I think it is.
I think it is. I think because it's also for guys too. They're on the same thing. They're set in their ways, or looking for something to be a certain way, or they're out of a marriage and the marriage probably ended for some reason, and now they want somebody to come in and fill those shoes and take care of them. And
yeah, because I noticed that certain exes have definitely moved on so quickly.
Oh yeah, they remarry real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or marry. Or work already on second marriage.
Don't judge me just because I've been married 3 times.
I'm not judging you.
Just kidding. I know you're not.
But
I don't know. What's that?
You don't need to read it out loud.
Oh, this is the one that will.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. No, thank you. Gross.
That's what I have to say about that too. Gross.
Although some of these people, when they talk to you online, it does make for good comedy.
Well, have you been approached by the widowed guy with the kids?
Oh,
who's working on the rig and the
Oh, I get that on Facebook.
Oh, I don't get it on Facebook.
And usually you can always tell because it usually starts with "Hello, pretty."
Yeah. Hello, pretty.
Hello, pretty.
Or you beautiful woman.
Hello, beautiful. It's like, dude, what is your name? Dude, it's on my profile.
Well, I am widowed and I have a child and I need some money to help pay for that child. I actually watched a show. It was a talk show, and there was women, like professional women,
Don't do that.
that these guys have gotten lots of money from because they thought they met their soulmate online, and he was working but going to pay them back, and they kept sending money.
But they probably never talked to them on the phone. That's what I wonder is.
I'm working on it.
I'm working on in a dog pound.
Maybe it'll work.
In the middle of a rig. In the middle of the Indian Ocean.
Yeah. I'm over here working in, I don't know.
Abu-Dubai.
Yeah, that's kind of what it all sounds like. That's why.
Dubai.
I just don't get it.
I don't know. And it's just, I mean, and it's kind of like, and you sit there and think, oh, you're so dumb. You're so scam. Da, 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 da. I mean, do you watch that show, Catfish? Have you ever watched it?
I used to.
Yeah.
I got catfished once. Did I tell you that?
No.
Yeah. Like, I usually don't fall into that and talk to people online. This was years ago.
You were catfished?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm
Catfished?
I am sure.
You
So,
were catfished.
somebody got me.
And how did they do that? Sorry, I just realized I have this stuff. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys.
So there was this person I kept talking to, and like, I didn't really think like we were ever going to get together, but I actually started to like develop feelings, like care, not like I wanted to go date this person.
Have feelings with your fingers?
No, because we just talked on like, so this was like before as much stuff is today, because it was when you were doing Yahoo Messenger. Do you remember those days?
I remember Yahoo Messengers and groups and yeah.
Yeah. So we started talking, and they had a profile up somewhere. I don't even remember what online dating site. It was when I first got divorced. And so we kept talking, and they seemed like a very nice person, and I kind of cared for them, and we were sharing stories back and forth, you know, and I was having to stay off of Facebook and things because I was going through a very dark time, and my family was really worried about my safety, so I had to find another outlet to talk to somebody. So anyway, so we kept talking.
You weren't talking to me.
And we kept talking and talking online. Well, when I can't sleep in the middle of the night. Thank God I don't do that anymore. I think it was called myyearbook.com.
Oh, yeah. I remember you talking about my yearbook.
Yeah, I think it was on that. And so we kept talking, and he had this one profile up, and then he was like, oh, I'm going to be in town. Maybe you can meet me in Santa Fe or something like this, just like for lunch, you know. So it wasn't like I thought, oh, this is the love of my life or anything. But then all of a sudden he came clean, and he's like, I have to tell you. And it was like this 78-year-old man who had been talking to me all this time, who was pretending to be like a 40, like I was, I think in my early 40s, like 41 or 42-year-old person, and telling me a whole different life story and nothing about, like, he was just playing this game with me online. And then he said that he was really sorry and he hoped we could be friends, and I just couldn't talk to him anymore. I'm like, you lied to me. I would have talked to you that you were 78 or that you were 42. It didn't really matter to me, but you just like, yeah. And then he sent me like a picture of what he really looked like.
Was it scary?
No, he just looked like a 72-year-old man that grew up out in maybe Oklahoma.
Oh, so he looked inbred? I'm sorry. I only say that because my family's from Oklahoma, and Here's the thing. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't have anything against people from Oklahoma, but if you ever go and visit, just go into any diner and sit there and look, and for some odd reason, everybody looks related.
Yeah. So anyway, it was just like, why did you have to lie to me? And so I already have trust issues that just kind of like, you know, what added to them. And so now if I talk to somebody online and they're like talking to me and they're like, do you want to meet for lunch? Sure. Where do you want to go? We'll just go meet, because I just want to see that person right away and not waste my time talking to somebody. They're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to keep doing this chat thing back and forth and then find out you're like a 70 or 8-year-old man who I'm thinking.
Right, let's just get this over with, you know? Right.
Plus, I think when you keep talking to somebody online, pictures always look, you know, we're always going to post our best pictures for the most part, right? We're not going to post that one picture that, like, your kid took of you sideways and you're like, oh my God, I look like Jabba the Hutt. Why am I going to post this online?
Right.
That's not the picture we're posting. But I think, I find that a lot of men who are divorced and older, like, have this idea that they should have this perfect woman now in their life. But then they're trying to date in their age range, but they want, like, the woman of a body of, like, that 25-year-old model, but the one that has tits.
I have tits.
You know what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah, I do know what you're saying.
So, I'm not a 25-year-old model with tits. I do have tits, but I'm not a 25-year-old model. So I'd rather, like, get it over with. Like, let's just meet right now, and if we want to go out on another date, we'll decide that. And if not, that's great, too. But I don't want to waste my time talking to you.
You're too funny. I guess I can see that. It's like, I don't know. For me, it's like, I don't know. I sit here and think, oh man, it sounds awesome. I'm going to do this. I'm going to meet somebody. Da, 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 da. Oh, forget it.
Well, that's when it gets to the point I'm like, do I really want to meet them? This is too much trouble to get ready. And people always ask me, aren't you nervous when you go meet somebody? I don't really care that much. Either I'm going to like you and everything's going to click, or it's not. And I like being alone, so that's okay too.
Yeah. I don't know. I like being alone. I do. Sometimes I don't like being alone.
Well, sometimes I don't like being alone either. But...
Sometimes I hate my life.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I don't really hate my life. Sometimes I do hate, I don't know. I don't hate my life. I don't hate my life. Let's not get this. Let's not get our panties in a bunch.
No, but everybody has that moment, but then you just have to look for the better times.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that, I don't know, like I'm fine with somebody, but I think we are meant to be coupled. I don't think we're meant to be in solitude.
You don't think so?
No.
Why?
I think we do better, and I think if you look at statistics, people that are married or in a couple or in a relationship, whatever, they do better than people who live alone. But people who are alone with animals do better than people who are alone.
Oh, well, I have an animal, so lucky me.
I have some too.
Lucky me?
Yeah, lucky me.
Lucky me. What are we going to do about that?
I don't know.
I do have to show you that I did just download this sound bite here. I'm adding it. Just give me a second. Because it's going to make me happy.
A sound bite. That's what it takes
Ready?
to make you happy.
Ready?
Does it take a bite out of you?
No, listen.
It's like I picked the wrong week to quit drinking.
Looks like it.
Doesn't that make me happy?
But I think it's 2020, so I think that's a good year. I think everybody's going to have a better year.
Yeah, we can see
year.
clearly now.
I can see clearly now.
Lorraine, because I have 20/20 vision.
That's right. But I think it's going to be a good year for people.
Yeah.
I think like we've been through a lot these last few years, and I think we're there.
Well, it's a new thing.
It's a new day.
It's a new world, and I'm feeling good. Sorry. I don't know.
No, I agree. I'm looking forward to this year. I think the first few months...
What is it that you want to come out of this year?
This year, I'm looking forward to getting some financial affairs in order to make life a little easier and better and secure. Mm-hmm. I'm looking to do some stuff into my house to make it a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to be able to do some traveling, whether it's short traveling or close traveling. And I think that I'm going to keep dating, and hopefully I'll find that person I'm supposed to find.
Mr. Somebody else?
Mr. Somebody else.
Mr. Somebody who doesn't have to sleep in my bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I think, though, like, when I find that person, I'll know. And if not, then I won't. But if I don't look, I won't find them. So that's why I keep dating.
So for me, it's I don't know that it's I'm like, do I have the time?
Oh, and then, of course, to finish my health journeys that I'm working on, which started last year, which are improving into this year.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, because last year I was with walking pneumonia at this time. So it was great not to have that this year. But it's been quite a journey to get my lungs
I noticed there's a lot of people that are sick.
Yeah. There's a lot of people sick right now, too. The flu's really, really bad.
I don't have the flu.
My daughter's sick.
What is she sick with?
Bad cold. Let's hope it doesn't turn into the flu.
Ah, that's not a good thing.
Yeah. she's sick. And then, yeah, like my friend's grandkids both were at the pediatric urgent care with the flu.
Oh my gosh.
It just goes around this time of year. I think it's the weather change and everything. But
Yeah.
I think I got walking pneumonia last year because that was the universe's way of telling me I needed to slow down and refocus on some other things and get my health in order. You know?
Mm-hmm. I don't know, for me, I could probably say last year I was pretty healthy, but I don't know. I went through a lot. I was working myself to death.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't really happy about it either. So, I don't know. Who knows? Fucking makes it hard. I mean, I mean, there was kind of part of me that said, "Oh, I want a relationship," but there was kind of part of me that says, "I don't need a relationship." And really, for the most part, I don't need a relationship. And like I said, for me, it's gonna come down. It'll actually come down to. I think it's gonna just happen when when I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I don't think about it, then I don't have to worry about it. If I think about it, I get a little depressed. So how many dating sites are you on?
2.
Which one's better than the other?
I don't think either of them are great.
Why?
One does a little bit better matching you up with some of the questions that you ask.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how the other one matches you or whatever. I think it just matches profiles.
Yeah.
Have
you ever tried eHarmony?
No. I tried Match.
I've done Match.
And that one was pretty good, but I deleted my profile off of there.
Yeah?
I didn't like the fact that I have to pay to get an email.
Oh, yeah, that I don't really like. I mean, because like now it's kind of like if you want to see who likes you, you got to pay.
Yeah, and they're all kind of getting like that, and I just don't really feel like I want to. They do enough advertisements on there and stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like, and then, yeah, I don't know. There's something I was going to say, but I don't remember what it was.
I don't know. Who knows? Hey.
So last year, this last year wasn't a terrible year for me. It started out pretty bad.
Yeah.
But it's been a big healing year for me. And so I needed to heal a lot of things inside of me in order to even think of having a relationship with somebody else.
I understand that.
Yeah, because I went through a bit of trauma the last few years. And I think that's also why I got so sick. It was just like everything in my body telling me, you gotta step back. You gotta step back, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. It's learning to step back. Knowing when to step back.
And slow down. And focus on other things. Because life's not all about work and money.
Neither is love. It's not about work and money. Unless, of course, you're a prostitute, and then that's totally different.
Then you can
and then, of course, we're not judging you.
Yeah, you can have love, work, and money.
You could have love, work, and money eventually. So, well, I think we're going to close this off. Thanks for sitting here and chatting with me.
You're welcome.
My super secret mystery guest. I'm just kidding. She's not a secret. She's my friend.
I am a secret.
I love her.
I'm a secret love.
Whatever. You're not my secret love.
Maybe I want to be.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm an asshole. Remember?
Whatever.
So.
I
Well,
think I'm used to you by now.
you're used to me by now.
I think we're good.
Well, we're going to close this off. Hope you have a great night. I'm back. I don't know that I'm going to be doing a weekly show. However, I would like to plan on at least doing a bi-monthly show. So keep posted. Watch my page. You can find me on Spreaker. A couple of other new platforms are coming up too. I'll let you know as soon as I am loaded on those. So you have a great night, and thanks for listening to Women, Wit, and Wine. And I am Nicolina Nix.